It is Sunday morning, December the 10th. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm WESH 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk on a day that's going to probably get a little feisty. Bottom left corner, I'm going to be keeping that radar up there all morning long because, it's a first warning impact day as we are tracking a line of storms working our direction. There's a live look outside right now. Tower Cam Network in Lake County. Tavares looking absolutely beautiful. Ocala. Oh, man, that is gorgeous. Let me head down to the tourist district, see what's doing. Disney Springs with some high, thin cloudiness over top of us. The Orlando International Airport camera looking back to downtown. That's always kind of a fun shot, looking up to the north to downtown Orlando. Let's look from Winter Park, see what's doing. Yep, and then we can take you right into downtown on our Tower Cam network. It is, oh, man, it's so pretty. All right, Daytona Beach, though, watching some clouds, even a few showers. It's so different right at the beaches as we're watching these rains coming on in. Kennedy Space Center, same kind of thing. Yeah, good times. Isn't that always fun, right? Yeah, so let's take a look. First warning, live Doppler radar, not perfectly quiet at all. Let me put this into motion. It's not that we're tracking anything too strong, but you can see there's kind of this little convergence line of showers that has developed there right along the shoreline. And let me take you in closer to Volusia County, see what's doing. And New Smyrna Beach, you can see the showers there now, lifting up toward Daytona Beach, so a little bit of rainfall that we have to deal with. But all said, it's a quiet start to the day. All right, temperatures out the door, upper 50s, mid 60s. We are heading, let me do the half version because we've got that inset box. We are heading to 79 degrees by lunchtime today and 82 our high temperature today. And then notice 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, we've got those thunderstorms firing up, right? We've got those thunderstorms around. So today's going to be an active weather day later on. So I want you to get outside and do the things. Do whatever it is you want to do first because we've got those storms. When does the worst weather move in? This is kind of what we're thinking for now. 2 to 6 o'clock in our north and western areas, 4 to 8 o'clock through the metro. 6 to 10 back over to Brevard County, and just one of those things. Yeah. Yep. It's going to be a much like a summer's afternoon. The reason we're calling it an impact day, and I want to be clear on this, it's not to hype it up. I'm absolutely a hater of hype, but I do believe that we need to make sure everybody's on the same page, that everybody knows what the weather's going to be. And because this is like a little out of character, because this is not quite the norm, we just want to make sure that everybody knows, okay? In terms of severe weather risks, the Storm Prediction Center has placed Central Florida, and they've actually just extended it to now include the metro area. So hold on, let me just put together a tweet. Not that, if you're on Twitter, you're not following me. Hold on, let me just type a tweet real fast. New. The Storm Prediction Center has placed the Orlando Metro under the level 1 out of 5 risk for isolated strong to severe storms. This is an expanded area from earlier. We'll be watching. I'm live on Coffee Talk as I type this. ... All right, publish now. Because that's what we do. All right, so that's the now expanded area. In terms of the threat levels. When we look to the severe weather risk breakdown, damaging winds are absolutely the bigger concern. Tornadoes, pretty low threat. Hail, not really a thing. So, we could see it, but overwhelmingly, when we look at the threat for severe weather, it's going to be the damaging winds that are our biggest concern today. And I'll also let you know that we're going to be watching this through the day today. It's not going to be one of those things that, morning news is over with and then we're done tracking this stuff. No, we're going to be tracking the severe weather threats through the day today. I'll be tweeting radar as is needed. I'll be posting information as is needed. I want to make sure you know that we're going to be here and tracking it for you. All right? Because that's the way that it goes. Currently pouring here in Charlotte, Chad says. Fly home around 4. Looks like I'll be flying home to more rain, which is good with me. Yeah, I mean, rain is not a bad thing. This time of year, it's a dry season. We could certainly use some rain around, so for sure. All right. Carol says, my sister in Columbia, South Carolina, said strong storms a bit ago. Oh, for sure. There have absolutely been some strong storms. Matter of fact, if we pop up the live radar out of the Panhandle, let's just look and see what's going on right now. I see a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Georgia, but the Panhandle itself is not. But I mean, this little cluster of storms working through Port St. Joe and Panama City is pretty nasty. Up here into Georgia, though, this cell here is severe. There are tornado watches posted, and you can see this line goes all the way north into kind of the mountains of North Georgia and then into South Carolina. But look at that tail behind it. If let me just turn the radar off for a minute. All right, and this will tell you, because remember, we don't have radar out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. What we do have access to, at least better, is going to be lightning data. So notice how much lightning we're looking at out in the Gulf of Mexico. That lightning, those dots, each one of those a lightning strike, that's the signal of storms that's moving our direction. So it's important to understand that, it's going to be a stormy afternoon. But of course, everybody wants to know, when is it moving in? I showed you the arrival times. Now let's get to Futurecast and dial that in, okay? So here's 11 o'clock this morning. We are looking good. Good. Same thing through lunchtime. 2, 3 o'clock, we see those storms approaching us. There's 4 p.m., storms approaching. There's 6 p.m., now getting into the metro. And we're going to have to fine-tune this based on the eventual actual motion of these storms. But storming like crazy, Sumter Lake, Marion County, 6 o'clock. Then getting into the Orlando metro area just thereafter. 8 o'clock, kind of working into Volusia. And then, it's not going to be a ton, but there you go. 8:30, 9 o'clock into Brevard, and then clearing out afterward. And afterward, we actually cool things down. Today, breezy sunshine. This afternoon, the thunderstorms are around. And then tomorrow, it turns chilly. It's going to be a noticeable change. So be ready for that. In terms of the forecast, here's tonight's overnight low temperatures. 50s around Central Florida. Here's tomorrow afternoon's high temperatures. Barely making it into this, struggling to make it into the 60s. It's going to be chilly, right? It's not going to last for forever like that, but it's going to be chilly. So let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, and then I'll pause from talking, and you can get in a word edgewise, and I apologize for that. Hold on a second. There's that. The 7-day, for whatever reason, does get grumpy with that. All right. So there's the 7-day forecast. Let me just bring it full screen for you and give you an idea. Today, that impact icon is there because of the afternoon storms that may get a little stronger today. Tomorrow, clearing out, cooling down. Same thing for Tuesday. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rain chances going up dramatically. Why? Let's take a look at the late week forecast. So, cold front moves through tonight. By tomorrow, it's chilly. Front is south of us. We're going to enjoy several days of great weather, like Tuesday looking fantastic, Wednesday, a few showers. But look what happens late Wednesday into Thursday. That front that's moving through now starts backing in, and it starts driving up our rain chances again. So late this week, those rain chances are starting to go back up. Okay, enough about me. How are you? What questions do you have about this overall setup? I'm here to answer. All right? I'm here to answer. I'm down for a good... Oh, Taylor, right? I could definitely use a good storm. I could use a non-severe storm, but I could definitely use a good storm. I'll take the rain. Yep. I already have a reminder to turn the heat on tonight. And I would also add, this is one of those shameless plugs. I don't care. My boss has never once asked me to plug this. But, with the amount of work that we've put into the app, I want to make sure that y'all know that the Wesh 2 app is one of those resources. If I can hit the play button. Go. Thank you. Animate, dang it. The Wesh 2 app, if you download it and you turn on the notifications. And it's one of those things, if you're not a fan of big notifications, I totally get it. Turn them off after the weather events. But we've kind of stopped pushing NOAA weather radios because research has shown people just don't use them. So turn on the app. You can turn on those severe weather notifications when a storm is approaching, lightning's nearby, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you'll be in the know before you go. You like that? I like that. Yeah. So there you go. Impact day for today because of those strong to severe storms this afternoon. Better take the canopy down now over the smoker. We're in our third. Yeah, well, if you want to save it, you will. Yeah, for sure. It always rains more during this time of year. I wouldn't say that it rains more, but when the storms come this time of year, there may be a little extra panache associated. Yeah. All right. We beg for rain during the summer, but get it all winter. Makes sense. I mean, Mother Nature's always throwing curveballs. Yeah. I press the button, do that. I mean, right? Like I hit the space bar. Hit it. Go. Do I think flights around 8-ish will be delayed due to weather? Could be. If there's thunder and lightning, if these are still potent and they're in the vicinity, then yes, absolutely, we could run into some struggles. Yeah. Yeah. Is hurricane season over? Can I take down my storm panels? First off, you should never leave them up. But second off, yes, hurricane season is over. End of November. So December 1st is the first day out of hurricane season. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Is late week rain part of an El Nino? I mean, it's just an old front kind of lifting up to the north. Mr. Bob, thank you. Appreciate it. Definitely let's bow our heads and pray for for those impacted with the tornadoes. Yeah, John, if you're a faithful person that does that sort of thing, that I would, I don't want to say I would highly encourage it, but for sure. Let's go to the storm report map. Let me widen this out. This is just within the last 3 hours. Let me expand this to the last 12, and I'm going to turn everything off but tornado. Hold on. Wind, hail, we don't need any of that. Yeah, all right. So I think that's it. Yeah, all right. So these are the tornado reports. Interesting that, okay, there it is. Yeah, so there's your tornado reports just outside of Nashville. And what you end up seeing, just by looking at this, what you end up seeing are these lines, right? Like that was one tornado. That was one tornado, or one supercell. So it was like 3 distinct supercells that moved through. But yeah, around the Nashville area. And what's tough is a meteor, because I work with our entire company. So one of our former Boston meteorologists is now a chief meteorologist in Nashville. And I follow Danielle still, even though she's left our company. And imagine being Danielle, who's the chief meteorologist there in Nashville, tracking these things, knowing that people lost their lives. That's tough. We've in this business, we've all been there. Doesn't make it any less painful, right? It doesn't make it any easier to handle because we don't work normal hours, particularly on severe weather days. And when there's severe weather and people lost their lives, it just stinks. It's just sad because it's what could I have done better? I don't know, that kind of thing. So it's, you have to feel for them. And by the way, we've talked about them on the news and everything, but Tennessee wasn't the only areas that got reported tornadoes. My sister station in Jackson, Mississippi was tracking some tornado-warned cells there just outside of Jackson, Mississippi. That's WAPT land. And then if I widen this out, we've had at least one tornado in the Florida Panhandle, and then back over to Alabama, we've watched a few. So this is all a part of the same storm system that is moving our direction. Here's a look at it right now. It's a potent storm system. Most of the overall energy should stay well north of us, but it's still a potent storm system. Yeah. Mike, the one thing about these storms I hate most is when it comes through at night. Sir, I would back that up for sure. That's my least favorite part. Yep. Anytime we're bad, so bad. The holiday, for sure. For sure. Is Super Doppler better than regular Doppler? We haven't called it Super Doppler in probably 20 years. That was something when it was the 90s that it was like the shtick. I would tell you that it comes down to physics and science. So our Doppler radar has advantages and disadvantages over things like the National Weather Service Doppler radar. It is a really wonderful, powerful tool, and I'm grateful that my company continues to invest in it. It is not a cheap tool whatsoever. As we're looking at it right now, live showers over the Port Orange area, kind of lifting through Daytona Beach. Our Doppler radar has wind velocity products on it, and all this sort of thing. So, is it better than than regular Doppler radar? Doppler radar inherently is the same thing. So here's a nickel's worth of free advice. All right, you may hear from some people saying our Doppler's better than their Doppler. Physics controls science. Your Doppler is no better than my Doppler's, but not better than. There's different different configurations that will give you strategically better ability to do this or to do that or to do this or to that. Like my signal processor is the highest resolution grid out of any Doppler radar ever built. But I'm not going to sit here and that was the IQ2 signal processor from Enterprise Electronics Corporation's better. Who cares? Sometimes the marketing of television and stuff just makes me laugh. Also, you could have a really cool car, but if you don't know how to drive the thing, it ain't doing you any good. And the same thing is true with live radars. It's one thing to track showers. It's another thing to get into the configuration and fine-tune it for what you need on a given day. So I'll just leave you with that little nugget, that little morsel. Not everybody knows how to use their equipment. And it shows. A couple showers, by the way, off the shoreline there of Brevard. All right, any other questions? Let's see here. Tornadoes are more active in Tornado Alley in the fall, winter. Priscilla, it just depends. This, by the way, when we talk about tornado seasons in Central Florida, believe it or not, we're starting to get into the tornado seasons for Central Florida. Okay, we're not full on there as I'm looking. Yeah, this is the tornado seasons. All right, this is another one of those Manolfi graphics that I told him we would never need, and then here we are needing it. Tornado seasons in Central Florida, at least, February, March, and April are when we usually get the stronger tornadoes, especially during El Nino seasons, which we are in right now, which is why, as this storm system works our direction, we do need to watch the thing very, very closely. Because El Nino gives you a little extra wind shear upstairs, that sort of thing. And so because of that, it's definitely an item to watch. So again, and interestingly enough, I widen out the perspective, and the Storm Prediction Center has also made another change. They've added parts of the Florida Panhandle to a level 2 out of 5 risk for strong to severe storms. So that's another modification that they did when they updated the grid. But for us in Central Florida, our area under that level 1 or isolated risk for strong to severe storms. So all said and done, it's going to be a day that we just have to watch the afternoon. That's our primary concern. All right? All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Frank, finally someone who says it like it is. Thank you. Hello from the Panhandle. Enjoy what's coming your way. Oh, well, Frank, if you're up in the Panhandle, you know exactly what it is. So it's been a doozy for you, my friend. Thanks for joining, by the way, bud. Appreciate it. David, good morning. We're heading to Volcano Bay, hoping the forecast keeps folks away. Yeah, if I'm honest with you, I'm going to do something fun with my kids today. Yeah, I just know that in the afternoon, I'm going to be getting back home because that's when the storms will be arriving. I'm not telling you it's a washout. I don't want anybody canceling all their day's plans. It's a Sunday, for God's sake. Let's make the most of it. But again, there's Futurecast, and just to kind of dial into the timeline, there's 4 p.m. That's going to be when those storms start marching into our western areas. Carol says you have to be trained the best to be good at our jobs, no matter what we do, period. Appreciate everyone who perfects their craft. Well, thank you, Carol. Yeah, it is what it is. And in television in particular, like, the job itself is this: talking. You have to really either be surrounded by people that expect you to be good on the computers or what. But I've over the years, I've interviewed at stations that are like, yeah, we don't know how to use the radar. It's there. We pay for it. Or, and a lot of stations are that way. A lot of meteorologists are that way. Like, I do the forecast. I don't need to know how to use, because the radar is 2 parts, right? Like, using it on the computer to show you, that's the meteorology part. But you've got to change power, pulse repetition. You've got to change filtering options. That's an engineering mindset, and not every meteorologist kind of has that idea. So that's why some are and some aren't. Kevin says, we're in Savannah, Georgia. I suspect it may fizzle by its arrival to us. Jeremy has yet to update us. Yeah, guy's sleeping. I'll tell you, let me pull up the Futurecast for you real fast here. Because you're also under that threat for severe weather up there. So for Savannah, hold on a second. Let me flatten the earth. Oh my God, he said it's a flat earth. All right, so there's Futurecast. Oh, heaven. Control Z. Delete that camera. Stop it. How much time, Ping?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right, so I have time to do this. So for Savannah, yeah, it looks like it's going to be weakening a bit, but like for 3:30, there's 3:30, 4 o'clock. And the storms are moving in your area. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. So, yeah, there's like 4 o'clock this afternoon, and the storms are moving in. So for Savannah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So today is an impact day. I can promise you, my friends, that I will be updating you through the day, all right? And I'll do an update here in just a couple of minutes as well on TV. Any quick questions? Flat Earth, or what happens at the edge? I know. Will it be windy, possible power outages? Think of like a summertime thunderstorm where we can get some wind gusts. The wind gusts are definitely my bigger concern when we talk about our thunderstorms this afternoon. Yeah. Yep. I grew up watching him, Mary. He's one of the reasons that I do what I do. So yeah, I would agree. He was not a meteorologist, though, believe it or not. He never did the schooling. He learned through osmosis, but he was not a meteorologist. Thank you, Jeannie. Let's see here. It was worse up here in Tuscaloosa last night than originally forecast. Hope it gets fizzling. I also hope it gets fizzling. It's been nasty. And I'll tell you, I've already made some tweaks to our radar because of the storms and kind of sampling the environment up to the north. So yeah, let me see. Do that. I'm getting my TV hit set up while I'm reading your comments. Nikki Love, good morning. How are you? Long time no see. Pat, you as well. Really need to get my solar plans rolling for days like this. Yeah, that's one of those things. All right, so 3, we'll start Futurecast at 4 o'clock. There's 6 o'clock. 90 seconds. 8 o'clock. I'm just getting my Futurecast set up for TV on the other computer. Let's see here. We can have power outages when someone sneezes. Well, yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. So, all right. That's it, my friends. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Stay dry. I'll be posting radar as is needed. Does Walt Disney World have an on-staff meteorologist? I don't think so. But if Walt Disney World has any interest in a meteorologist, my God, bring me in, boss. Bring me in. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'll see you all on TV, and then be posting through the day. Follow me on the Twitter at Eric Burris Wesh. Tornado warning including Greensboro, Florida, and Hardaway, Florida until 9:15. So new tornado warning up in the Panhandle. All right. See y'all.